Downtown, you wrap your legs around my head.
Downtown, I don't know the words.
See, email. Oh, give it to me. Just give it to me.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if this is recording sound or not, or if it's even going to be worth looking at, but we're going to try it.
Am I supposed to open?
Can you open
the Word one?
Can you open the Word document?
Yeah, I think.
I'm feeling breathy right now because I just squatted down and then stood back up.
So it's the
Can you read it?
just this little
Yeah.
slurb.
Can you read it? Or is
Yeah.
is it too small?
I
Do I
can
have to zoom in on it a
I
little
got
bit?
it. Read it.
Okay.
Good. What is it for?
Somebody
sent you this?
No, I made that. So all those things people sent us, but it's going to be called the Mundane Minute. And I don't know if you want to do it just as yourself,
Oh, I see. So
Sherman or Clifton. Remember Clifton?
Yeah, but I don't know how I did that.
Well, maybe nobody else does, and so you can redo it by yourself. You can redo it yourself.
I can't even think of it.
Clifton was a bus driver, and he wanted to be an erotic novelist.
Oh, yeah.
Is that correct? And he retired.
Oh, yeah.
He retired from bus driving to be an erotic novelist.
I forgot about him. Yeah.
And he was gonna read us some stuff. We were also gonna do a Sherman's gardening tip. I was gonna text you to start thinking about your gardening tip. Did you have an opportunity to do that?
Yeah.
You do have a tip? Just a tip?
Yeah. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just Sherm's tip.
Okay. Well, guess what? Welcome to episode 61. I'm Brett.
And I'm Adam.
Hi, Adam. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to have you back at your second home away from home.
Yep. Well, this was my first home. Actually, my second home. This was my second home.
One of your homes.
This was my second home, but for the longest amount of time. It's nice to be here again.
Yeah, it's nice to have you back.
We recorded episode 60 together here, comfortably in my parents' basement, and we're doing 61. It's a little bit delayed this week. It's obviously not available on a Wednesday because this is going to come out tonight. So sorry about that, everybody. But because of my travel schedule, this is the easiest way for us to do it. I left all of my recording gear here last time, so it was going to be a struggle to record.
It would have been shitty quality, probably. So.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask that you download all these weird applications to try and do it, and I was like, fuck it, let's just wait.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I've been trying to put up old episodes on YouTube, but I don't think people aren't really watching them.
Well, I think we got to put them. I haven't seen them anywhere.
They're on YouTube.
Yeah, but I think you need a link in Twitter or Facebook. Don't you think?
Yes. Too many links. It'd be nice if I had a website.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Am I supposed to look into that?
You were supposed to
Oh,
send me.
Yeah. I get that. Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll talk about that. So, I had a dream last night, and I'm not trying to rip off Dr. Martin Luther King.
Who?
I had a dream last night that we started our own internet radio station where we solicited the programs of various Michigan internet radio programs like us, Snake Oil Comics, Stranger Conversations, Passersby Podcast, the Detroit Cast, and broadcast them very specifically on our own internet radio website.
Yeah.
So you want to do that for me?
Sure. I don't know.
I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I know that there's some people out there I could ask them questions on how to do it, but I think that's something I might want to do.
I think a good saying is, done is better than perfect.
Who said that?
An investor.
I have no idea what that even means. What are you drinking, by the way?
Well, this is my beer of the week.
Can you hold up your cheers to the video? The video to show them that you're drinking out of a chalice. Looks like a coffee.
Look at those salmon cake manatee legs. Need to get some sun on those bad boys.
What sound does a manatee make?
I would imagine it's kind of like.
They snort.
They're really very
Very, very similar.
vibrational.
We've gone and watched manatee before.
Yeah,
In Florida
yeah. That's what that picture you posted
with
with
our
our
chin
chin
straps.
straps.
We were,
We were looking for manatee, and you actually said I could jump in the water and swim underneath the water. People would think I was a manatee. 'Cause
I
was
said
so,
that. I was that rude.
Well, I was so pale, pasty white, and husky.
Sorry, I interrupted. You never told us what you're drinking.
Mm. I'm drinking a breakfast stout from Founders Brewery. It's just it comes out like around this time.
It's not out year round.
No, it's like obviously their fall.
Does it taste like eggs and bacon?
That'd be kind of good, but it's an imperial coffee stout, so it's got that
it's coffee flavor.
coffee, sexual, dipping balls in marinara kind of flavor to it. So
Trying to figure out the correlation between that alcoholic beverage and breakfast, but it's the coffee flavor.
it's the coffee. Yeah, there's probably some. I don't know if they got oatmeal in there or not, but well, let's see. I mean, see if I can.
Is it suggested that you consume that before you head to work in the morning?
It is. Yeah, you drink them in the morning.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a job that you hate and it's difficult for you to make it to lunch, Founders, I believe, says that you need to have one of their breakfast stouts before you go to work in the morning.
Yes, and this it's just a beer.
It says
that
it
I
right
love.
on the box, I think, over there.
So here's a little tidbit about it. It's the Coffee Lovers Consummate beer, brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and 2 types of coffee. This stout has an intense, fresh roasted Java nose, topped with a frothy, cinnamon-colored head that goes forever.
I know a cinnamon-colored head.
That goes forever.
It goes forever.
So it's actually a higher alcohol. It's got an 8.3% alcohol by volume. And the beer is rated 100, which is the best it can get.
I was going to say, out of what?
100.
So it's perfect score.
Yeah, it's got a great, it's an unbelievable beer. And the funny story about it is if you can see I don't know if you remember what the older labels was,
No.
but can you see it on here?
Yes.
See what's different?
I do.
So there was a
Not.
pudgy baby
Oh,
sitting in
that's right.
a chair
I read
eating
that.
a bowl of oatmeal or porridge or whatever, probably oatmeal in the morning. And it's been like that for years and years and years, but all of a sudden somebody threw a fit, some dumbass, and all of a sudden, they had to take the baby off the cover because it's an
Yeah.
alcoholic beverage.
That's right. I did hear about that.
So now
That's
it's just
ridiculous.
an empty chair with a bowl of oatmeal, and there's a little note that they stuck to the fridge on the picture that says, "Left the crib for a while. Call me if you need me." And there's a little phone number.
That's pretty funny.
So-
And they're based out of Michigan, right?
Yeah, they're out of Grand Rapids. It's one of my favorite breweries in the state to visit and to drink their brews. So
Where's that again?
Grand Rapids,
Grand-
downtown.
Oh, what does that have to do with anything?
It's downtown Grand Rapids.
Oh, I thought maybe Macklemore was from Grand Rapids,
No, he's from Seattle. I believe.
Seattle.
Yeah, it's just if you can find this beer, I recommend trying it if you like dark beers. Your wife had one this week,
Mm,
and she absolutely loved it.
nice. Well, I made a comment not terribly long ago. Actually, it could have been in July. Holy shit! Your facial expressions are telling me that I don't need to be trying that.
I inhaled that one.
You've choked on that 3 times.
Maybe it's the chalice,
Holy snapping assholes.
or I just don't know how to swallow.
So I made a comment that you can't buy Founders in Florida, and that was a lie. Because I actually tweeted it, and they replied that
So,
that's
yeah.
not true. If you download our app, you can figure out where it's sold in Florida. And sure as shit, it's at all the fucking... you can buy it at the grocery store. I just wasn't looking for it, I suppose.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty large. They're one of the larger ones. Like I think them and Bell's are probably the 2 largest Michigan breweries that you can find all over the country.
I was at the Ale House in Florida the other night, and they have Bell's Two Hearted there.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
that
all
was
over.
delicious last time.
Did you like the one you had on the bottle, or were you too buzzed?
Say that again?
You had a 2-hearted
Uh-huh.
that you thought was delicious
Yes.
on draft
No.
in a can
In a bottle.
in a bottle.
Yes.
Did you like the one you had when we recorded in the bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I really liked it. I'm glad I tried it because I've always looked at it. And first, okay, and this is horribly ridiculous of me. When I look at their label, it's so simple that I dismiss it.
You judge a book by its
I
cover.
judge it because its label is incredibly simple,
Mhm.
and I dismiss it and don't give it what it's due. It is a delicious beer.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a beer podcast. It's just started that way. I'm drinking a Miller Fortune. Pretty lame, but it's delicious. It
It's
does the
actually good.
thing. It is good.
It's better than Bud Light Platinum or whatever it's called.
Yeah, a Bud Light Platinum was okay too, but this is better, clearly.
Yeah, that's got some flavor to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So did you listen to any podcasts? Do you listen to any podcasts?
Lately, I have, and I've been kind of consumed by the whole wife pregnancy, any minute baby
You
time.
don't say.
So it's been a lot of just we haven't been doing a whole lot. We've been staying inside, watching a lot of TV shows.
Plenty of time to listen to podcasts. Okay, just curious.
Well, you're right. I mean, I'd have to go sit in another room, but we haven't really been. My thing is that I listen to them when I drive, and I haven't been driving as much as I used to. So, and like, for instance, I drove to, to Hockey Tuesday, but was closer because we were at Mom and Dad, so I only had, I didn't have much time.
Well, you got to listen to some music to get pumped up. So you put in your Richard Marx and your Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
HAULIN apostrophe Oates.
So I haven't actually been listening to much of anything. I hardly even am making it through ours just to see what it's all about. But why? Why do you ask?
I used to listen to our podcast every time when it was done, like when it became available. One, because it would give us one more download for our stats. And two, I've said this before, I don't remember what we talk about 90% of the time, and it helps me pull clips and promote little sections of the podcast. So that's why I used to listen to it, but I don't anymore, hardly ever. Unless I'm trying to promote something and looking for clips, then I'll fast listen to it. But anyway, the reason that I ask that is there are several podcasts that I listen to regularly. A couple of them have this segment where they talk about what podcasts are you listening to, Span the Void. And some of them mention us frequently, that they listen to our show.
Mm-hmm.
But I was chastised, publicly shamed, as a matter of fact, for never mentioning their podcast, Span the Void. And if you listen to our podcast, we don't have a segment where we talk about the podcast that we listen to. It's not that we don't support Span the Void, them and all that they're doing, but we just don't I know that Adam doesn't listen to podcasts. Eric listened to podcasts when he was part of the show, and we would occasionally talk about it. If we mention a podcast on our podcast, it's because they have somewhat interacted with us, either it be on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or they've sent us a message or an email. Span the Void has never once sent me an email, and they very rarely interact with us on the Twitters. So, Matt, if you want more mentions on Hot Butter Podcast, I suggest you, in between your cats and your Wicked plays that you like to go to, send us a few tweets. Send us a few emails. Give us some feedback. Talk to us, and we'll talk about you. But I listen to every one of your shows every time it comes out. I love the relationship that you guys have with each other, and it shows that you are all truly friends, and it really reflects well on your podcast. You guys have a great show, and if anybody that listens to our podcast wants to check them out, I suggest you do that. SpanTheVoid.com, SpanTheVoid.com. You can check them out on Twitter at SpanTheVoid, and tell them we sent you, because they don't think we like them.
Is that like a sexual reference?
Spanning your void?
Yeah, like when you're taking a minute to, cuddle with a vagina.
Like if you were to take your shaft and run it across the vagina, would that be spanning the void?
The labs.
I think it has to do with, I could be wrong, but I'm presuming it has to do with the fact that there either was or is a distance between them geographically, and their communication and their coming together for the podcast was spanning that void.
That's a good
It's a
name
pretty
for
slick name.
Yeah, and to comment on that, it is. I just don't get the time to drive around and listen to a bunch of different podcasts, so when like you said, when we talk about different groups of people, it's because we've been interacted with them. So you get to know them through Twitter, and I refer to hockey stuff with certain people and music with other people, and I don't listen to everybody's podcast. If they say, hey, like you'll like this one, listen to this one or whatever, then I can take the time to go online and get it.
Sure.
And I'm just a huge music person, so I'm constantly listening to new bands or something like that on the radio. So I've gotten more into podcasts, but I've never that's not my first thing. I'm getting better at it, but
you don't have to be good at it. It doesn't matter if you listen to them. I'm just telling you that there are people that listen to our show and are pissed off that we don't talk about them. Span the Void.
Oh.
So we
just interaction help. I mean, if you send me a twat, just be like, hey, heard you got like a minuscule penis hiding in a giant fur box. It's just something. Then you end up talking, and then you make fun of it,
and it's true.
Person, and then you just end up like that's how. And then you bring it up on the show, and that's just what happens.
That's kind of how we talk about podcasts on the show. We don't. I mean, we could. If Adam ever starts like really getting into podcasts, maybe we'll entertain a segment where we talk very briefly about some of the podcasts we're listening to. But for now, I mean, I'm the only one, and even mine has dramatically decreased because my driving is not what it used to be. I used to drive to Miami several times a week, but now it's just once every other week or something. So when I get on those 4 and 5 hour drives, I consume a lot of podcasts. So, but anyway, Span the Void. He said that if we didn't talk about them on our next release, that we were going to be banished from his vernacular. So, Span the Void, thank you for talking about us indirectly. But anyway, that leads me into what I was going to say next. Did you know that we had a YouTube channel?
I just heard you say that the other day. No, I didn't.
Someone was telling me that you can take all your old podcasts that you can't afford to host and just convert the audio to video, upload it for free to YouTube. And so I've been doing that. It's just really slow. Like I can only, if I start at 7 a.m, by 5 o'clock at night, I can only do 3. It takes that long.
Wow.
So I've done that. So if you go to YouTube and just search Hot Butter Podcast, we probably got 15 podcasts uploaded right now.
Are they
all old ones?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all old ones.
Like starting in the beginning?
Starting in the beginning. Episode 60 is up there, but just because I did it out of order. But anyway, so yeah, you can go there and check it out. But I also, when I first learned that Matt at Span the Void was upset that that we don't talk about them at all, Span the Void, I decided to record some bumpers or promos for different podcasts that I listen to. And I got the idea one day, last week when I was unsupervised at home, to put on a suit jacket and sit at the piano, which I do not know how to play, and rig up my phone on video and just act like I was playing the piano and then suddenly just kind of turn to the camera and then record a little statement. Did you see any of those?
I only saw the guitar one.
Oh, there's several of me playing the piano.
No, I haven't seen that. Where can those be found?
On YouTube, our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. See, I don't ever go to YouTube, so I got to get out.
Oh yeah. There's tons. There's like 4 or 5 on there. I did one for Eric's podcast, Shoot the Shred. I did one for Span the Void. If anybody wants to check out a great podcast, Span the Void's pretty good. That's Span the Void. You can find them on Twitter at Span the Void. And
which has to do with vaginas.
Has to do with shafts laying across
labias,
perpendicular to vaginal openings,
slightly rubbing against the clitoris, creating a mucousy substance.
Rub the bean. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I did one for the Fake Ass Radio Show, which is our boy Chris and Lori Wild here in the Clarkston region.
Chipmunks.
You want to explain yourself? Did you just said, "Oh, chipmunks" into the microphone?
Scurrying across they're playing, and I think Freddy's getting close, trying to eat him.
I did one for Matt and Andrew versus Society, which I think you would like that podcast too. And then I just recorded another one the other night for Rod Arrigo, and Denise of the Listening Party podcast. But I did that one differently.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah. I dressed a little bit like Larry the Cable Guy and put a bandana on and a cut-off shirt. And I pretended like I was playing an acoustic guitar.
That's why I had to watch it, because I know you don't play the guitar.
I don't play anything. I play the skin flute and the old tuna trombone.
I could do like drum beats and rap. Somebody with Kelly videotaped me while I think the drums would be too loud though.
Well,
unless I had a microphone.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that since there's a drum set over there while we were here, making a couple more for some other people. But I think Matt McDonough over at Passersby Podcast wants one, because he sent me a little secret message today on Twitter. It was like your promos.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm picking up what you're putting down there, Matt. I think I can get you one. It'll be similar to Span the Void. Have you ever heard of them before, Span the Void?
No, can you tell me what they're all about?
It's a conversational podcast where they pick a topic and discuss it for a couple hours, and then they like to harass one of their fellow podcast members named Jim. They have a segment called $5 Jim on Span the Void. Check it out.
I have to listen to Span.
So what have you been up to the last week?
Well, like I said, it's been kind of one of those weeks life right now is a waiting game. So you try and get some work done, and you try to be prepared for that 1 minute. That
work.
And I like to twerk and work at the same time. You can catch me. I should start doing YouTube videos.
You can. I'll tell you how to log in. You can do it right from your phone. You can upload right from your phone.
I used to put drum videos on YouTube.
Snap. We should put some of those over there. People would like to see that.
They're pretty dull, but just been enjoying this lovely fall weather.
It is nice.
It's my favorite season. Would take fall pretty much 70% of the time, I think. The leaves are changing. It's really pretty. The good dark beers are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're just waiting. I'm waiting for Kelly to look at me and go, my water broke. Or I'm going.
I actually have one little hash mark of a note that says, "Where the fuck is the baby?"
Yeah. He's any second, really. I'm waiting. She says stuff every day. She's like, ooh, something's happening.
Oh!
Ooh,
there's an arm sticking out.
Cervix is definitely opening.
Oh!
Whoa.
Jesus.
So I'm really just, I'm waiting, to,
Are you playing Clash of Clans over there?
My what?
Playing Clash of Clans?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a little game.
I've got my notes are on my.
Oh,
I text
okay.
myself.
Gotcha.
I text myself groceries and notes.
Yeah.
And inventory of peanut butter.
That's good.
So, but so I had a hockey game Tuesday. We came over for Mom's birthday. Had dinner with your family, except for you, because you were not here.
Correct.
Went to my hockey game.
Did you win?
No, we actually got smeared. Our team's not very good. And I talked to my buddy that there's a couple of us that know how to,
You beat a team when you didn't have a goalie for 2 periods. You can't be bad.
And that was kind of, we were like, oh, maybe we're going to be one of the top teams in the league. But then I think the next game we realized very quickly that may be the worst team in the entire league.
Shit.
But we just don't, nobody's cohesive. Nobody really there's a lot of kids that just
can't define cohesive.
Pretty much. But they don't set up plays. Everybody basically just gets the puck and wants to be the guy that scores 10 goals in a beer league game.
He wants to span the void.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, and I'm out there trying to set up plays, because, Greg and I, who's my buddy that I play with, grew up playing hockey, so we are looking to, set up plays, move the puck around, and really that's the only way we could win.
That's the best way to span the void, is by passing.
Exactly.
Passing is how you span the void every time.
So, but you don't want to be that guy that's out there trying to coach your team and tell people what to do. So you just it's just for fun. But the other teams are you can't just win by putting your head down and skating as hard as you can trying to score.
Where do you play at again?
The Onyx in Rochester.
Because there's a kid that I used to play with who plays in a men's league, but I don't know where it's at. I'll have to ask him. I wonder if you'll play against them. There's
a ton of teams, and there's a bunch of guys from Clarkston that I played hockey with they play Wednesday nights. I play Tuesday nights, so there's different leagues.
Oh, okay. Are they by skill level or endurance abilities?
Well, like for instance, I'm in a league that has like it's Tuesday night league basically, and I think there's 4 different sections. There's A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
You know, and like one top tier would be 1, so that's going to be the teams that are really serious. Everybody's like trying to win the Stanley Cup, even though they're overweight and whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are broken down into sections like that. But the amazing thing is when I get home that night and then the next day, I'm head to toe like in aching.
My forehead hurts.
It's crazy. My wrists, my butt cheeks,
my thumb pads. I always used to shocks me how much that muscle in your thumb pad, like the butt of your palm, gets sore.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I mean, my skates are ripping holes in the back of my ankles.
Yeah,
my ankles are sore. My feet feel like they're being crushed. I just like
it's probably time for some new skates. Frankly,
it might be.
I think I got mine for a 169, which is pretty good actually.
Mine still work. I'm feeling more comfortable now that it's been a few games. Like I'm getting back into the swing of like
swinging,
spanning the void.
Yeah.
So everything seems to be better. It's just funny how achy I am for the whole next day. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited for the NHL to start, which I think it started last night. But
yeah, it started tomorrow. But tomorrow night, I think it started last night. But tomorrow night's the Wings'
first game, yeah,
regular season game.
Yeah, we'll have to do something to where we're watching the game. But
have you ever seen a wheelbarrow full of dicks?
No, but when I know that there's the podcast, so I imagine I was paint a picture mentally because I'm an artist of what a wheelbarrow full of dicks.
I feel like you were just on Behind the Actors Studio or whatever the hell it's called, and you just said, "I'm an artist," and you reached for your chalice of dark beer and took it and held it and looked at me like you were posing. Asshole.
Yeah, with my turtleneck.
That's another one that I made a promo for. Is the Wheelbarrow Full of Dicks internet radio program. Mm-hmm. Fantastic, good group of guys there. Hockey players too.
Oh,
at least 2 of the 3 for sure.
I wonder who was their team.
Well, they're from the St. Louis area, I believe. So they're Blues fans.
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
I just think everybody should be a Wings fan.
I remember one time I watched Chris Pronger get hit in the chest. I believe it was Chris Pronger.
Yeah,
got hit in the chest with a puck and
he lost it.
He was out.
He dropped instantly.
That was a long time. That was like a Christmas Eve at Aunt Sue and Uncle Randy's house.
Yeah.
And he took that shot to the chest, if I remember correctly.
I forgot about that.
I got a pretty good memory.
And I just watched, somebody posted the video of the Colorado-Detroit fight.
That comes up like 17 times a year on Facebook.
Yeah, but still
it's
fun
awesome.
to watch.
It's
fun
awesome.
to watch Claude Lemieux get his ass kicked by McCarty, and then Watt trying to fight Vernon, and it makes me now think of Carl. So, and I was talking to him about
the mustachioed maestro of the Fourth Line podcast.
Yeah, good hockey podcast to listen to, but he loves Colorado for some odd reason. And
have you ever been to Colorado?
Yes. I don't care for it.
Really?
Well, it's flatter and not as cool as I thought, unless you go up to the Rocky Mountains.
Where Coors Light is born?
And therefore, yeah. And once you get there, then you just have trouble breathing. So.
Yeah, it actually made Ava sick when we went up there.
Oh, really?
Did you know? Yeah. So right after I had a project where I was working in Texas in July of 2012, or June, and when it was done, we drove from Dallas, Texas, west, and then up into Ouray, Colorado. And we met some friends that we met in Texas there. We stayed at this cabin. Ava was a year and a half, maybe. So, yeah, so it was July of 2012. She was born in December 2010. So, yeah, not even quite 2 years old. And the altitude, she got altitude sickness.
Yeah.
All the kids there did. They were, like, barfing. It was the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get sick or anything. It's just like, Kelly and I would like look at each other and be like, "Why am I taking the deepest breaths all of a sudden?"
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's how I feel on airplanes. Does that do that to you on an airplane?
Every once in a while, but I think it's for me. I always feel like airplanes. It's mental.
They pressurize it at 8,000 feet, which is what it is in the mountains.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. I always just kind of I can get claustrophobic in an airplane if I think about it, but I've learned to just calm that down.
Airplanes are good for spanning the void as well. So if you want to span the void, you can get in an airplane.
Excellent way to span the void.
Span that void that's in front of you.
So yeah, I was talking to Carl the other day. I had to send him a twat about if he had looked at the standings for preseason because
I saw that too. I saw you guys tweeting it.
yeah, well, I listened to their. He had actually told me to listen to their breakdown, a podcast where they break down the Atlantic Division, which is the division that has the Red Wings, and nobody on there had anything great to say about the Wings.
They always, even with his previous group of guys on that podcast, they always talk shit about the Wings.
And I feel like to other people, the Wings are like the Yankees of hockey, where it's just they're always good.
Correct.
Even when they have a down season, they're still good, and then everybody's like, "Oh, the Wings."
People really hate the term "hockey town" too.
Oh yeah, because they feel like they're hockey town.
We came up with it. Go fuck yourselves if you don't like it. Come up with something better.
Exactly. Get a life.
Hockeyville or something.
So I said, hey, I just wanted to ask you how are you feeling? Have you been watching the standings? Because the Wings have not lost in regulation. Correct. They were 6-0-2.
Yep.
With the most points, and I told him, I said, I get it, it's preseason, and I don't put much towards preseason, but they look good. They just look good.
They don't look any worse than they did last year.
No, and I know that, and they said, they don't think, I think Carl was actually the one that said he's not afraid to say they won't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they will, and I wasn't even like me just poking at them. I just wanted to say, like, hey, did you see the stand? They're doing pretty well in preseason, like, young guys look good.
It's highly unrealistic to think that they will always make the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
At some point, they're going to miss the playoffs.
But a lot of people think that this year it's the fact that they lost Babcock. But in my opinion,
they just beat them twice, two games in a row.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like that ran its course, and then things were stale. And I think it's going to be better for them that they got rid of Babcock, and they only picked up somebody that worked with Babcock for years, and then won the Calder Cup with the Griffins, which is the Red Wings, step down, or
their feeder team, basically.
Their feeder team, a couple of years in a row or a year, whatever. He's doing really well, and he's a good coach, so I don't think they're going to have any issues there or any drop,
Did you see that somebody was interviewing Cronwall recently, and they were asking him a question very directly about Babcock? He was like, how about we don't talk about that or something that. He was like, how about we just talk about something other than him, because it has nothing to do with, what's going on right now.
No, and you got to
That was nice to see someone shutting people down.
Yeah, because I don't get why that became such a... The Red Wings weren't good. Babcock helped. He's the coach. I get it. He's a director of what they do, but you got to figure how many veterans are on the team that can run the same shit, I feel like a coach in the NHL can really only do so much. So
clearly, he went to Toronto and he just lost to the team he left.
Twice, yeah.
Twice in a row.
Lost twice in a row, and I think we play them tomorrow, the first game.
Oh, really?
Against Toronto.
Nice.
So either way, Babcock's a great coach. I don't argue that, but I don't think that that's going to affect the way that the Wings play. What's going to affect the Wings will be injuries, and if they keep Dan Cleary in the lineup, which I actually just saw they pulled him out, so
placed him on waivers. So
that makes me happy because he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, everybody here hates him for some reason.
I don't hate him. I think I like him as a person, and I'm glad he's part of the Wings organization. But I don't think he needs to be out there
on the ice.
On the ice.
Understood. So he could be like the towel guy, maybe the stick boy.
Yeah, or goalie coach.
Who
knows?
I don't know. There you go. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about for your week?
No, I mean,
Chalice boy.
Kelly and I went and saw a movie.
What'd you see?
We went and saw The Martian with Matt Damon.
Okay.
Where he gets stuck on Mars.
Yeah.
It was a very good movie.
Really?
We really liked it. It had a little bit of everything from
nudity.
There was no nudity.
Well, then it didn't have a little bit of everything. Clearly,
no porn, and there was a little bit
porn. I just said nudity.
Well, to me,
there's a difference between.
If you're going to be nude, you might as well rub on it.
If there were 27 models standing naked in a row, you wouldn't be okay with that? You would be like, no. If you're going to take your clothes off, scissor.
Well, yeah, that's what I was just going to say. If you're going to get naked with 27 supermodels or whatever, turn to the one next to you and put a hand on her breast. Or span her void.
Oh, span that void. Make the clams kiss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, clam kissing.
Oh, wow. That's hot.
So.
But it was good.
Yeah, good movie. I was worried Kelly's water was going to break in a movie theater.
It would be such a great story, though.
Yeah, like everybody's heard this like water trickling down.
Someone peed in the back of the theater.
But no, everything went well. She had trouble sitting in the seat for that long because it just got uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, that.
Good movie. We used our gift card we had from a long time ago. From
Nice.
Grandpa.
We've still got ours, too.
Yeah.
We might use it and just go find a movie we don't want to see and sleep in the very back row.
Can somebody watch the kids? We're gonna go to a movie and sleep.
Yeah.
Movies are like The movie is $10.29 for a ticket at 4:00. So we thought we might get cheaper tickets, but apparently going to the movies nowadays,
It's expensive.
you have to be a millionaire.
You have to be rich.
Poor people ain't going to the movies.
No, they get that bootleg shit.
Mm-hmm.
They watch The Alien, not The Martian.
Yeah.
It's about DeQuandre, and he's stuck on Venus.
I'm trying to think of one of the names from the last Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Kool-Aid. Cell phone.
Beethovenisha.
Cell phone Andrea. Beethovenisha.
Yeah.
That's so racist.
It is what it is.
So,
What'd you do this week?
I worked. That's the whole reason I went. That's the whole reason I left Michigan last week.
Pretty sure you went
back
home,
to Florida.
had the house to yourself, and got bored.
I did. I went home last, not the Monday we just had, but the previous one, so like a week and a half ago. And I had out of town work to do the very next day, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday I drove down 4.5 hours south of Miami for job visits. Came home, spent the rest of the week working at the house. I painted the trim. I patched some drywall and painted some walls.
Wow.
Cut the grass. Did all kinds of shit around the house. And then the Monday we just had, my boss came into town, drove down, picked him up. We did a couple interviews, or we did an interview, and then we did some job tours. So we went around and visited all the restaurants that I built in the last, 7 months, 8 months. Just kind of talked about things, and that was it. Then I came back here.
Nice.
Fucking exciting.
It was exciting.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back. I really, really thought you guys were going to have the baby while I was gone, which would have been fine. My gut was telling me that
feel like
Percy was coming when I was gone.
I thought he would be here already too by
Span of
now.
wood. Yeah.
Shit, now I forgot what I was going to say.
That's all
kind
right.
of important.
Did you want to do that new segment?
Yeah.
You want to think about... You can take a second to think about the voice you want to do it in.
Well,
I'm going to have to edit this thing with intros and outros and noises later. Anyway, but why don't you introduce it?
So this is going to be the Mundane Minute with Sherman.
Oh, very good. Sherman. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Sherman's back from vacay.
Hey, buddy.
He, hold on, he's getting a sip of, he's got an espresso shot. But, it's beet juice. Sorry, beet juice. Looks so dark and creamy.
It's dark and creamy, just like your skin, Sherman.
Yeah, he's chocolatey. So anyways, it's the Mundane Minute with Sherman the gardener.
Why don't you give a little backstory on this, too?
Why don't you?
So the backstory is Adam specifically asked our listeners on the podcast and on Facebook and Twitter to send us mundane statements.
Yes.
Now, some of them I've read before, so I didn't copy them down and send them to him. But these were some ones that we haven't gotten to yet. So Sherman's going to read them. These were taken from Twitter and I think maybe just Twitter this time.
It must be. The funny thing is I don't see a lot of these.
Even they come directly to the hot butter.
Which, I don't. I only see the Facebook hot buttered stuff.
Yeah. So
Sherman's
going to read. There's only like 3 or 4. I thought we were going to get more today.
I have 5.
You have 5? Okay, let me see if I can find some more because I feel like I sent this out again, soliciting more earlier, but nobody responded. So I think we're just going to have to go with what Adam's got now.
All right, Sherman, you ready?
Yeah, man, yeah, I'm here. So, how you doing, Brad?
I'm good. How you doing, Sherman?
Great. I feel rejuvenated after my vacation to Ghana in Bangkok, and we saw a lot of fun things, ate a lot of good food.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. Philippe was a happy girl. We think we straightened some shit out. So, you know, and I packed a lot of meat up in, you know, Miss Sherman, if you will.
Whoa.
Oh, we had a lot of fun. So anyways, let's go here with the Mundane Minute. Hey! We're Sherman. The Engineerity Show posted, I passed a minivan that had the back seats removed and was full of hay bales on the freeway.
That seems pretty. I don't know that mundane is the word, but that's pretty mundane, I think.
Yeah, I think that's pretty mundane too, Sherman, and I really, I don't know. I like the way you're reading everything.
Yep.
Thanks, Aaron. Thank you very much. All right, well, then we've got Passersby Podcast said, my dog has personal space issues. Roof, roof.
So, Sherman, what do you think that, I mean, what are they saying there?
Well, it sounds like they can't get too close to the dog, or the dog might gnaw on the hand or something like that, or maybe bark or bite. So
I don't know. To me, it sounds like if I was sitting down watching TV, eating some chips and some Mexicali dip, that dog would be like one cheek of its butt would be on my leg, trying to let me know that I'm here.
So the dog gets too much in your personal space.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
It doesn't understand personal
Oh,
space.
see, I was looking at it the other way.
That's okay, Sherm. You're still a little foggy from your vacay.
Yeah, I'm still on vacation mentally.
Hey,
kinda.
did you take a plane and span the void from Flint to Bangkok?
Yeah, let me tell you about spanning the void. I spanned the void to Ghana, and I had a layover there, but we decided to make it a couple days trip there in Ghana. Met some nice kids, and then I spanned the void there with my wife, if you will. I rubbed the tip of my chocolate hot dog up on her silver clam. And
Why silver? Does she have gray bush? Like because she's getting older?
Well, I think you know what that means.
Premature graying. Premature graying of the pubic bush region.
Let me just say it's delicious. I like how it glistens when it gets wet.
Oh my god.
So anyways, yeah, then we span the void over to Bangkok, where, let me just tell you, she sure did bang the old cock.
Oh my god. In case you forgot, you are on video.
Oh. Oh,
settle down, Sherm. I can see your dad pouch is bulging.
Oh, the old chocolate hot dogs. Getting cooked, if you will. So then we had Denise from the Listening Party podcast. She said, I saw a man riding a bike with wads of cash in a CVS bag. What do you speculate about this man and his bag of cash? Let's see, Denise. Let me pass that over to Adam and see what he thinks.
I don't know. Sherm. I'm going to go with, he might be a manager of the CVS that has a drinking problem, had his license taken away, and he needed to go square up the registers and go to the bank and take the leftover cash to the bank. So he rides his bike with wads of cash in a CVS bag down the expressway to the bank.
Let's see, in my opinion, he is very similar to, he is a guy with a drinking problem who no longer has a driver's license, because I knew some people like this, and he rides a bicycle everywhere. And he was probably over at the local horse track betting on some horses, and, and he won. And since he carries that CVS bag in the event of a rainstorm, he can put one on each foot to keep his feet dry.
Oh.
It wasn't raining, so he took one of those stanky CVS bags out and put his winnings from the horse track in his CVS bag and was actually going home to stuff it into his mattress. Span the void.
Ooh, that's deep, bro. That's deep. Oh, man. You know, Denise, you know what I say? Fuck it. That guy, he's a bum, but he collected enough cans to get some cash, put it in his CVS satchel, and ride his bike to the Velvet Hammer, where he watches beautiful, beautiful girls.
Where's the Velvet Hammer?
Oh, wherever this guy's from. I'm guessing it's over in the Los Angeles area, or California, where where they're from,
I believe you're right.
and the Velvet Hammers, where they, span the void, if
Okay.
you will.
Yeah,
And
I will.
I think he was just taking his money up to get some lap dances and get some rub-ons, if you will. So, anyways, that's my take on it, Denise. But thank you. All right. And then we've got the Fuck Your Face Clown podcast, or the FYFC podcast. if
Hey,
you
you
will.
remembered.
Oh yeah. He said, "Living on a Prayer" is playing in my lobby right now. Oh man, that's a dangerous song, Madonna with those beautiful tits of hers. Oh, it gets Sherman all hot. Oh, got a little sticky in my underwear.
So, is that the climax of the Monday Minute, so to speak?
Yeah, we're peeking out here. We're peeking out,
Are you a fan of the Bon Jovi, Sherman?
Oh, Bon Jovi and I, we used to hang out back in the day.
You were a part owner of the Philadelphia Soul, weren't you? His arena football team.
Well, I took care of the grass and the soil, so they let me have a chunk of the team as part owner. But
Was it 1%? You were a 1% owner.
well, yeah, 1%, but that 1% was really fun for me. All I had to do was
It was the good percent.
plant some beans and take care of the soil.
You were growing beans on the Arena Football League soil.
In the corner, it was for the team. Those guys need to eat their vegetables.
That's true.
Yeah, so I took care of them. But yeah, Bon Jovi, we go together like two peas in a pod.
What's your favorite Bon Jovi song?
Ebony and Ivory.
I think you're mistaken. That's not actually a Bon Jovi single.
No, you're probably right, but we are Ebony and Ivory together.
You are.
Mhm.
Are you a fan of the Blaze of Glory, or perhaps?
It's
Wanted?
my life, and it's not worth saving. If you really want to live forever, I don't want to kiss when I'm alive. It's Sherman's life.
Holy moly, buddy! You nailed that. That was spectacular.
Yeah, sausage gravy, baby. So, moving on. We've got the last and final one here, which those are the same word.
That's true. That's true. They are. It is a little redundant. The Panaboid.
Okay, so we got the Full of Fiber podcast. Those are some good people there out in the old Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey Sherman.
yeah.
Could you pass me the bottle opener?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get that.
Thanks, Nadio.
You're welcome. All right, so Full of Fiber podcast, the Milroys, they said, I imagined the postal home in high school being a gong show, suckling mom's teats before and after school, microwave dinners all around.
I'm not really sure how to take that. I'm slightly offended.
Well, I think in high school everything was kind of nice.
There was no teats. There
there
were
was
no teats.
no teats. Not in high school. It's a darn shame. Well,
What?
Not from family members. But,
Jesus, way to backpedal.
We had lots of. I remember having a waffle with peanut butter and syrup every morning, made for me before we went to school.
I didn't know anybody made that for you. I feel like I always made myself.
Mom always made it. Maybe this was pre-high school, but Mom always used to make breakfast.
I think you're
for us.
thinking of before that.
But anyways, yeah, it was a lot of hockey for me. I mean, we didn't do. We went to school and we had hockey practice an hour away. We're 45 minutes away from home, and high school was our home rink. So we would go to school. Everybody would carpool up to practice. We'd get home. It would be dark. We did our homework and we went to bed. I feel like there was nothing crazy, really, in my opinion.
No, I don't think there's anything crazy. I remember a lot of baked chicken, and that baked chicken would be used for several different meals, either sandwiches, or you could pull it apart and have like pulled chicken with barbecue sauce.
I like fried chicken, if you know what I'm saying. I gotta have that fried chicken.
Chicken Divan.
Oh yeah, chicken
I could
divan.
go for some chicken Divan actually right now.
Chicken divan, spaghetti, chicken
Yeah.
sandwiches,
Yeah, nachos.
nachos.
That's
Big tray
I learned to make nachos for my mom.
Yeah, me too.
Not many people can say that.
There wasn't any microwave dinners. Not gonna
No
lie.
microwave
They were all homemade, but there was like almost like a schedule. Oh yeah, empatiti. That's a made up postal
goulash.
Goulash. Yeah, lasagna.
Yep, lasagna. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it wasn't too much of a gong show.
And there was no teats. Just to be clear, there was no teats.
No, but I really do. I'm glad you said that because I like that's actually how you picture.
I'm terrified that you think that when Adam and I were in school, you thought that we would still suckle our mother's teats before and after school to soothe our anxiety. That's terrifying to me.
Well, maybe because we're so large, thinks we're just healthy.
We're well fed.
We're well fed.
We're well nourished. We're properly nourished.
You know, that's why we didn't have
my daughter. I just noticed my daughter is braiding my sister-in-law's hair on the stairs of my parents' deck outside. And
what?
Dude.
You know this,
dude. I'm gonna have to. You don't know what I'm gonna have. Jesus, do that into your armpit next time.
Sorry, I got all crazy with Steve's and I started.
Shit, these nuts.
It looks like a Detroit street out in the backyard.
Yeah, a couple of hoochie mamas doing each other's hair.
Yeah, and you got that smell of like
rats.
Fried, crispy hair.
Yeah, so they do their own oil changes down there, and they just keep that oil that they take out of their car, and then they use it on each other's hair.
Oh yeah.
That's scientific, right? That's science.
It's actually really smart.
So my wife and my son are smush facing against this. That doesn't make it feel very good. They're making faces at me and Adam while we are recording. Hey Sherman, since I got you, before you leave, man, I know you got to tend to the woodchuck outside. Tend to the woodchuck is not a euphemism for anything else. It is what it is.
That's sometimes I say I like to tell my wife, Leona, honey, I'm about to tend to your beaver. I'm gonna break up that dam.
Why don't you go into the next Sherman segment we have planned for this evening?
All right, yeah, that's no problem. Not a problem at all. You know, yeah, we'll span the void on over to Sherman's gardening tip of the week.
So this is Sherman Williams' garden tip of the week. We discussed this a few weeks ago, and since Sherman was on vacation, we had to give him some time to come back and gather his thoughts and decide on what part of the garden it was that Sherman wanted to discuss with all of you.
Well, this is going to be just a quick, easy thing this week. It's one of the things that's the survival of vegetables and plants and flowers, and it keeps your soil healthy and all your greenery growing real good, and it produces a healthy crop of sausage gravy.
What?
So, what I'm going to talk about, I think it's just really important that people understand consistent watering will produce the best results. I mean, think about it. You need water to grow, right? You're a plant. You want to reach the sun. But
I do not need water to grow.
Oh, I think you better think twice about that. Well, either way, your vegetables do, and your sausage gravy plants need to be watered.
So when you say sausage gravy plant, are you telling me that the sausage gravy that I buy in the freezer section at the local grocer is made from plants?
So yeah, I've learned how to grow a plant that produces sausage gravy.
Holy moly, buddy! That's groundbreaking.
I got a patent on that, so I've been on the Shark Tank. We're working it out. I'll let you know later. But
who took you under their wing?
Mark Cuban.
Oh,
he knew it was good. Yeah,
figures.
Yeah, he likes.
He's from Texas. Texans like food. Food is sausage gravy. Sausage gravy is
sausage gravy is all that
is money. Sausage gravy is money. That's your next tattoo, Sherman. Sausage gravy equals and then the dollar sign.
Yeah, money.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it if you get it.
And sausage gravy actually leads to strength and conditioning,
clean bowels,
and agility and endurance. So
yeah.
But anyways, what you may want to consider doing while watering your plants is to consider drip irrigation or maybe a soaker hose.
Soaker hose?
Oh yes. So these can really solve a problem here with keeping your plants moisturized, and it can save up to 60% of the water used. So it'll save you money if you're on city water, or it'll just save you water, keep your pressure locked up. But yeah, consider drip irrigation or a soaker hose. And you know what I like? Sometimes I call Leona a soaker hoe. Because I tell you what, I show her my chocolate dong and she gets soaking wet.
She likes the chocolate hot dog.
Yeah, she likes it. And then I spread it between her buns and I go,
Oh my god.
Leona, I'm about to lay you out with some mayonnaise.
Oh.
I'm about to span your void and fill that void full of mayonnaise.
It's so disgusting, Sherman. You need to get a hold of yourself. You are completely out of control, sir.
Yeah, so I'm just being honest. That's all right.
Did you and Leona not have any grown-up time when you were on vacation?
No, that's
You
no,
are
it's
incredibly
the
lucky
opposite.
right
Like
now.
I said earlier, Leona and I had a lot of adult time together, and I'm still a little bit horny from being together with
I
her.
think you're a lot of it horny.
So, she had me wearing my mankini in the room together,
and the extra small one.
Yeah,
I
she
bought
was
you
wearing
for
her-
Christmas.
little garter belts and such, and she was slapping me in the face and throwing me against the wall and grinding on my hips, and I think we worked out some magic. I basically became a unicorn with a magic pogo stick.
Did you put a baby in it?
Well, right now I think we're too old for babies.
How old are you?
I'm about. I think I'm 45, 7.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was that
I'm sorry, we don't celebrate my birthdays because
45, 7?
I think I'm 47. I got double check. I was born in. Let's see. I was born in.
Oh, I see the wheels
69?
turning.
So I'm about 46.
Yeah.
You see
Oh
my
my gosh.
That's so inappropriate.
Here we go, window licker. Oh, here comes Wade.
my other window licker.
He's a face presser.
He just likes to smush his nose. Jesus.
So all right, that's this week's gardening tip. Keep your hose succulent and consider drip irrigation for watering your gardens.
Thank you, Sherman. That was fantastic.
You're welcome, man. All right. Peace.
All right.
Wow, that was fantastic. That was really good. So
Yeah.
when I edit this thing, I'm going to put in a couple of little rounds of applause for you there. I think I downloaded some sound effects.
Yeah. Good.
We're still kind of not at our normal time, so we haven't gone very long. I've got to pee, so I'm going to put the mic down and I'm going to pee and come back and I'll edit all this in post. How's
Okay,
that sound?
That's fine. I can rap it.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, you can rap. So before I go, your wife told me a long time ago we should have a code word in the
Yeah.
podcast.
Hi,
And whenever
Waylon.
I said it, you started rapping. So here's your code word. Rap.
That is not a creative code word.
Hi, Waylon.
Hi, Waylon. Chocolate ponies, arugula, bananas, Christmas, suck my toes. Take me outside and lay me in the grass. Come on, girl, you got a fine, funky ass. Big old tits and a big old booty. Let me slide in and span the void. Christmas trees and Santa Claus. Oh my gosh, I like curly claws on an elephant, a gorilla, a gorilla, and a man. Everybody knows I like to take you in the sand. Get you all wet, get your booty all crusty. I know what's good. Milk in your mouth. Milk in your mouth. Get dirty down south. Milk in your mouth and grass on the field. No grass on the field, then you play in the mud. Silky butts and worms for free. Go on fishing, but fish on one knee. Let me inside, take me for a trip. Christmas trees, back hose, and a grip. On your ding dong, sling dong, mick dong, wink dong. Everybody knows Michelob Ultra is not very good. It doesn't make you skinnier and doesn't make you live in a neighborhood. So I got hose on my toes. I got dogs in my ear. I got muffalata sandwiches I eat in the grass with my wife, and she likes to cut my fingernails. Oh, but it's time to braid my hair. I like to check in the elephant ears. I like to eat elephant ears when I go to Cedar Point. I like an elephant ear with ice cream, chocolate, whipped cream, Cornelius fudge, and toes of mud. My wife's looking at me through a window. She's trying to figure out what I'm doing. But she cannot tell me. She cannot see my ears. The Band-Aid, the microwave. I like to cook cookies in the grass. I like to go outside and go through the woods and make some elephant ears. I can't find my microphone, but I can find my jellyfish. Everybody knows that I wear big socks. Everybody knows that I got big toes. Hockey is for simpletons, Muscles and my Winkletons.
What the fuck, dogs? Come on. Back swing it. Let's go.
Guess who's back? Brett is back. I managed to wrap that full damn time. Attack the dungeon witch. Everybody looks in the dungeon witch. She's got a gigantic hole. We like to span her void.
Hey, span the void.
All right.
That's amazing. Did you really do that the whole time I was gone?
I